Hi guys, how you doing? It's been a fun weekend or whatever. We had to do some work, so it's not a big issue. I didn't have to do much. I just checked in to see what the crew is doing. I have to do my grocery run. Went to Save On, which was good. Um, about a little over $300 in groceries, but anyways, stockpiling a couple missing items like the expensive things like a bag of rice, never cheap, and a pile of other things that we needed. So we got those items, and when you do that, it gets expensive. And then I picked up some vegetables. We have more than enough. We actually have a lot of good vegetables and fruit. And the meat's not a problem because I had the fridge with stuff before, and I bought some more hamburger and a few miscellaneous items. But I think we got everything we need. So I think we're good. And then I decided to work on my Jeep today. There's a chair adjuster I decided I wanted to put on. It's on the back bench. It's 7 metal blocks, and you got to take all the bolts off. And taking those bolts off are a bitch because they come from the bottom of the vehicle, which are rusted in. So I started off with one of my stubbies. I've got two. One's 3/8 and one's ½ inch. So tried them. Actually, the ½ inch got this one, the 3/8, I think got one. It wasn't rusted. The ½ inch got another one and then got stuck. I still had two bolts to do. They only have 350 braking. Then I had to go to this one. I think this one's got 600 or more, or 750. I can't remember the number. This undid them. There's even one bigger than that. There's actually two more bigger than this. But you'll shear the bolts. The other one actually probably would have been better. There's another model above this, which gives you 1600. That one would have been really good. Probably made it easier. You don't want to go to the 1 inch or it would have ripped the bolts off. That has got crazy numbers. And anyways, I don't need that. This will do probably everything I have. The only reason I got something this big is I have to work on my axles and my differential, and I need something this big. The little guys will do 90% of my work. The other tool I found that was really good is this. I don't need this. I just wanted it for my tools for my car. I do have Makitas for the house, and I have Milwaukee's for the cars. My Milwaukee tool, like I split my tools up. My dad taught me that, just the way I am. And then a power ratchet. That actually helped a lot today. So that was pretty good. Went on a few batteries. And then the important thing is one of these toolkits. What it is, it's basically got all the extensions and pivots, and I needed to use these. Oh, great. It's going to show these ones. And that was the 3/8. And then I had to use the ½ inch equal to get under the seat. That worked really well. That's all I used out of this kit. And then I had to use a screwdriver because that big ratchet I have doesn't have a quick release. It has a pin, so you have to put it through. I should have actually looked at it. It was actually the cheaper one, and the amount of times I use that one is not a big issue. So on the side of your socket, you'll notice there's a hole in some. So what I have to do is I have to depress it, and that's why I leave these screwdriver, actually two of them in here, in case I lose one, so I can get them off. Otherwise, they ain't coming off. I think there was a safety feature put on. Some mechanics like them, some don't. If you look at this one here, it's got a little rubber end on it, and this one has the pin on it right there. You got to push the pin to get them off. This one you just pull off. If I'm doing nasty stuff, I probably want to take it off with the pin. It's safer. But for the other stuff, this is good enough. Okay. And I had to use sockets today. I love the green screen. It just knocks everything out. Put everything in front. These ones are kind of cool. These are actually 3/8. But what I have them is they are 12 point. They're 12 point. Some of the stuff on my car uses 12 point. Like on the, actually where I use 12 point is when I take the front wheel bearings off the Jeep. That's the only place I need them. But anyways, 12 point will work as a 6 in many cases. Actually, probably 99.9%, so not a problem. but it better be snug or it'll make a mess. But anyways, I had to have 12 points. So I used these today for one stupid thing. I had to run I don't know the name of the tool, and I should. It's called a tap. I had to, the screws were so rusted. I went to Lordco, picked up a tap for the right kind of bolt, and then used a socket, reamed it in after putting penetrating oil, and the bolts work okay now. Bit of a risk, but anyways, had to do it. And then I got this set. These are 6 or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And these ones are 1/2 inch. And I like 1/2 inch and 3/8. So I have both. I actually have other size too. And these are all metric. I do have an Imperial set for 1 or 2 stupid bolts. And these are all impact. In my car when I'm driving around, I do have a complete set of tiny to 3/8 to 1/2 inch sockets and wrenches in my vehicle. Those are Huskies. They're actually not bad. They're actually pretty good. So I've been using them for a long time. But lately with impacts, I've gone to, what was it? Tecton or whatever you want to call it. I don't know how to say the name. Sumi. So I'm using them most of the time. I think that's all my tools are that way. There may be a few exceptions. Oh, the other one I'm using is Castleman, this brand. These are actually quite good too. So that's what I was doing today. Working on the Jeep. Got everything put back together. Worn most of my worn about 3 batteries. Not really far enough down, but you can tell they went 1 bar down. So I'm recharging everything up right now. And that was it. Another tool I could have used, I picked it up, which I should not have. Had to go fix my paper shredder. Actually, I fixed my vacuum cleaner too with the same thing. Had to go to Home Depot, get in line like everyone else, keep your 2 meters apart and all that, which is good. But I had to go get a 120 volt, 20 amp switch. I've got a spare. I actually picked up 2 other ones. One was for the vacuum cleaner because vacuum cleaner had a shitty plastic switch that wore out. One of these, garbage. So I put this in. This will last forever. You just got to flick it with your foot. And then my paper shredder has a stupid little sensor. When you push it down, it bizzes, but the problem is it's plastic and it wears out. So I was like, fuck that. It just stops working because the little thing doesn't go far enough. And their switch is good. So I ripped the switch out, but one of these went boing, turn it on, it just runs, and then you put your stuff in and it doesn't stop until you're finished. Old school. It'll always work. Great. I actually shredded a lot of paper yesterday, so that was good. And I picked up this funny tool. It's actually a kit from Home Depot, and it's their Husky line. And what I like about this one is it's a ratchet for regular bits on your if you use your little where is it? Like this impact has a little screw ends that go in here. They'll actually go in here too. It's actually got 2 sizes, regular and a bigger one. And excuse me. And this is my acid reflux cough, not my corona cough. I never had one yet. I needed this to work on something. On my vacuum cleaner. It was getting hard to get, so I had to use another screwdriver that did do I had a small little stubby, which I found somewhere in my toolkit I found it. But this would have been easier. So I picked one of these up, and I'll leave it in my toolkits, my car toolkits, because that's where my biggest thing, and I use them all the time. Okay. And another thing I did on the weekend. This is a good toolkit too. This is actually a set of files. And I chipped a tooth on the weekend, and it's actually not too bad, but George is a nut, and it's a brand new file set I haven't used it yet. So this weekend I did dentistry. I had to file the top of my tooth. So you look in the mirror and you get down, because it was actually chewing up my tongue, and I can't go to the dentist right now because my dentist is waiting for gear to do it safely with everyone, which is good. I don't want to get sick from him, and he doesn't want to get sick from me. And he's supposed to get some like hazmat suit and all that kind of stuff, like all the dentists. And actually, considering the dentists conference had an issue with COVID-19, I appreciate that. So anyways, my tooth just lost a filling. The top part cracked off. it's still, you can cap it. So the top where it was the round part where the thing came out, filed it down. Old school dentistry. And I'm good, at least until I'll survive until this thing, this stupid COVID-19 thing, until my dentist gets back to normal. But we'll see. So it's been a fun day. Went to Lordco to get a tool, and you had to give your spacing, which was fun. Handed a bolt to one of the people behind the counter, and I had put it in a paper thing, and they went and checked it and got the metal tap, and then used it. So it was good. Tried to put on the seat adjuster on actually not an adjuster. It brings it up so much and tilts it so it's not the most uncomfortable bench in the world. I'll try it another day. I've got to pull out my grinder bits, and then when I have more time, I'll grind the leg so it'll fit nicely. Next time it should probably take me an hour. Reason an hour because I never go fast. I take my time. And then the other job I got to do on the van, where'd I put it? I need to replace these. These are my rear shocks on my van. It's actually not hard to do. I just don't want to do it, but I need to do it. So that's one job. And then the other job I also want to do soon is I want to replace my compressor on my air conditioner. And I have the equipment for that. So I've got the pump to pump it out and test it and everything else. So we'll do that. So a lot of home improvements, and I'm not working on that. Then I'm trying to learn AWS for the office, and was it Python programming language? Got to focus on one language. There's too many going on. Like I'm playing with Go, playing on Python, doing a bit of C, which I shouldn't be doing right now for Arduino. Playing with my lab at home with multiple VMs on. I think I got 12 running right now, which is asinine. Everything from Oracle to Mongo to you name it. Jenkins, Splunk. Most of the tools we use in the office, there's free versions, or you can use a limited version, like even got Ansible Towers running, which is crazy. I think it's a limit of 40 connections we can go to. But hey, for my lab, it's perfect. Maybe not, but for what I'm going to do, it's more than enough. So basically, anyways, this virus, the only thing it's really done is give me more time to play in my lab, work on my cars, work in the yard. It allows Lily she likes cleaning up the house and making masks and all that kind of stuff. So that's what she's doing. Sam's over this week. She's working at the warehouse, and it seems like they're giving more and more hours, which is good for her. Pepe's hiding in a room upstairs, working. Her university is remote right now, so that's good. Working on my network. I've added another access point, so Wi-Fi access point on my UniFi system. So I've got 2 regular access points and 2 mesh, which actually covers the whole house. Plus, I do have my Boost from TELUS. I've got 5 of them, and I'm also playing with another router from UniFi that I've added my spare Boost to it. I have a spare one. Configured that by itself using the direct access on it. I'm not using the app. Got that up, and I called it COVID-19. So if someone sees COVID-19 in my neighborhood, I'm being an asshole. Set it up. It works pretty good. But anyways, I'm normally playing on my access point called Mr. Robot. Just to make people a bit paranoid. You should see the names I put on. Don't touch my gear or I'll get you, type thing. I do have a crazy network. I do have nice security tools. Nice camera system. Actually got really cool camera system, 2 of them. One's the front door, which I love it. And then the other one is the lower part of the house, which I'll add 2 more. Really cool stuff. But today was fun. Got a lot done and didn't finish the job I wanted on the Jeep properly. But I did clean the back out, and one part of the Jeep can get a bit wet, which is known always. So I cleaned that up, airing it out. So the Jeep's actually not in too bad a shape. The only thing I need to work on, actually, I can tell you my list of repairs I need to do in my vehicles. I've got to take Lily's in after this because she has a car heater problem. Not car heater, the seat warmer on her side has a short, so we need to fix that. And she's got her a little recall, which is not a big issue, but we'll get them both done. So that's all under warranty, so I don't care. On my van, I've got a couple pet projects. One of them is change the struts in the back. That'll take probably, let's say, 3 hours because I haven't done it. But I got the tools, so it should be pretty good. If I had regular wrenches, it would be a all-day bitch job, which I don't want with the impacts. It'll be zap, zap, bing, bang done. So that'd be good. I've looked at enough videos, so I should be okay. The other job is I want to replace the speakers on it. I've got 4 Alpines to go in there. Tried it once, and the stupid Toyota glued them in. So I know the procedure now, but I want time, so I'm going to have to muck around with it. And I got to take the front door panels off. I'll start with that one first, and then I'll do the back. I was going to do the back first, but that was a little more challenging because they glued on. The other ones I think are just bolted on, but the door panels got to come off. But anyways, so I got speakers. I got the the air conditioner compressor. So then I've got to go ahead and replace that. Make sure it's not leaking. If it's leaking, go find it, fix it. And then I've got, I am a dork. So I've got the equipment. Oh, great. It's wrong color. So this will actually pump all the air out. And then I've also got the tools to load it up. So we'll do that. So that's one thing we'll work on. So what else we got on there? Oh, yeah. And I got a power steering pump. It's good, and I'll probably get away with it till the fall. That's going to be my last job this year. And so basically this year we're looking at struts in the back. Front's already done. That was easy. Backs are even easier. Just don't want to do them, but I will do them probably next week or the week after. And then speakers, I'll find a day to do it. Compressor for the air conditioner and reload it. I want to do that before it gets too hot in the summer. Otherwise, it's going to be a pain in the ass. And then one more. I think that's it. Except next year, I want to change the timing belt. And I got to make a decision. Am I going to do that myself or not? Okay, that's that vehicle. The Jeep, which I need to get the clutch replaced. Trying to figure out, do I get my mechanic down the street to do it? He can do it probably in about 4 or 5 hours, which would probably be a smart move to do. I'll let him do that one because it's a bit of a bitch because you got to drop it under the vehicle, and I don't have the attachment for my jacks to do it. But who says I'm not going to get it and do it myself anyways? I've done clutches many times on the Rabbits. I can do it in like about 2 hours or less. But I don't have a lift, and I don't have the lift on thing on the bottom. If I did it, I could easily do it. I don't have. It's not super safe for me to do it. So I might give it to him. The other jobs I need to do is I got a pinion seal in the back, which I can actually do by crawling under the vehicle, putting on the jack stands, and I've got all the gear and the equipment, so that's easy enough. And then in the front, my axle seals are starting to leak. So I want to do them and also then replace the diff covers on the back and the front. And then see how that goes, because I want to do a bit of more studying on differentials because I'm possibly may re-gear the vehicle. I can do that. I just got to learn how to set the pinion and a few other things. So I'm doing a lot of reading. I have half the tools. I'm missing one tool to do the work, but I think I can do it. My Jeep is not my daily driver, so if it takes me a month to do that, who cares? I've got regular insurance on it, so when it's working, I can drive it. Problem is the clutch is slipping too much, so I'm not going to drive it until I get that part fixed, and then I'll do one piece at a time. Probably the first job I'll do after I get the clutch done or before will be the pinion. And if I do the pinion, I'll replace the diff cover and a few other things on the back, and then I'm good on the back for a little while. Maybe next year I'll put a limited slip in there. There's a certain one I want. It's based on a pile of gears. It's no parts that wear out, which is quite good. It's not a locker as you know it, but if you get slippage of about say 15%, it'll lock the end up and then you're good. I'm not rock crawling, so I don't care. But if I'm off-roading, it's more than sufficient for my needs. It'll do the job. And I can get one for about $600-700. And if I get a set of pinion bearings and all that, I could probably do it in a reasonable price. I can get a shop to do it. The problem is it'll probably be about 6 to 8 hours worth of work, and I don't want to spend $1,000 in labor to re-gear the back of it and do all that crap. But something to think about. But anyways, the front, because the problem with a four-wheel drive, you've got both parts. You can't, the car you can re-gear one, not super bad, but on a four-wheel drive, you got to do both ends at the same time, or you can't use four-wheel drive. And if you have all-wheel drive, you're fucked. So you have to do them both right away. So that's the thing I'm looking at, but that's not a priority today. The priority is just deal with the seals, fix the clutch, and the Jeep will be good. And then on the van, summarize, rear shocks. They don't need to be done. I just want to do them because the fronts were already done. Brakes are perfect. Air conditioner needs the compressor replaced and reloaded, and change my speakers, and I'm done. Did a whole bunch of light replacements and all that. It's actually in really good shape. It runs really nice. And an oil change. Yeah, that's one I forgot. That's an easy one. So that's all I got on the cars to do. It's a lot. Lots of car work. But I don't mind doing it. It's not like we're going to be able to do anything the next little while. So it's called Corona time. So work on your cars. Work on your house. Oh, yeah, in my backyard, I've got a plant. I got to put some time in next week, week after. We got a long weekend coming, so I'll probably plant my seeds on the back so I can get some food. Lily's already started planting in the front. She's actually done quite a bit of work. She's got one of her plots prepared. The other one is semi-prepared. We're waiting for probably a week or two from now to plant those crops because the dates they're supposed to go in. That'll help us later when it gets really bad with Corona-19 and there's no food. We'll have our own garden in the back and the front. The front will be stuff nobody wants to steal, like kale and other stuff. But there's actually a lot of good stuff in the front. You won't die from that. It's good. We have fruit trees in the back and the front and many other things and berry trees. And I'm looking at, I can't remember what I'm looking at, just a lot of English items from an English garden. That's my first try. But the yard's prepared. We cleaned it up last year, so we're in a good spot. And I'm growing grass in the back, not the stuff you smoke, the stuff you're supposed to cut. Because Luna's downtown with Sam's boyfriend and buddies right now. So Luna's having fun because the boys are all isolated and they want companionship. So Luna's visiting them. So we have no dog right now, so we can do yard work and fix the yard, which is good. So I'm trying to get the yard repaired if she ever comes back or when she comes back. I don't know when she'll come back. Who knows? She'll come back sometime anyways. You know, they always do. May just be for when the kids want to do their trip down to whatever, when the world becomes normal again. Then we'll become the grandparents to look after Luna. We have a place for her anyways, so not a problem. She has a place in both houses, so she can float back and forth. She likes sofa surfs. And actually, when I'm at home and Luna's at home, if she's here, little brat steals my sofa spot all the time. When I'm not around, I do capture on the camera. Maybe what I'll do is I'll edit some of my old videos if I still have any. I only keep a week, so that's too bad. I'm not going to have any. But what I'll do next time is I'll capture some of them and show you what she does. She knows when I'm coming around. She knows when I'm coming home. And then she knows who's coming around. So she changes her attitude on how she does things. It's not that stupid. Sometimes you wonder. Okay. Well, I'm going to sign off. Hopefully things are going well with you. Stay safe. And hopefully the world gets better. Signing off, and look after your family. Stay home. See you later.